Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending on where you are in the world. We'd like to present to you two articles of interest. And before I do that, we'd like to first thank all the people watching on Facebook Live. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy. And as a disclaimer, I would like to let you know that this is for review, informational and educational purposes. It is not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is Tech Explorer, and the story by Iona Petrigrino. I pronounced her name right. The headline reads, "Electronics-free robots can walk right off the 3D printer." Interesting idea, right? Well, here in front of us is a picture of said device. Caption reads, "The robot can walk without electronics and only with the addition of cartridge and compressed gas, right off the 3D printer. Credit goes to David Bell out, University of California, San Diego." Imagine a robot that can walk without electronics and only with the addition of a cartridge of compressed gas, right off the 3D printer. It can also be printed in one go from one material. That is exactly what roboticists have achieved in robots developed by Bio-Inspired Robotics Laboratory at the University of California, San Diego. They described the work in an advanced online publication in the journal Advanced Intelligent Systems. To achieve this feat, researchers aim to use the simplest technology available, which is a desktop 3D printer and an off-the-shelf printing material. This design approach is not only robust but also cheap. Each robot costs only about $20 to manufacture. This is a completely different way of looking at building machines, says Michael Tully, a professor at UC San Diego Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering and the paper's senior author. These robots could be used in settings where electronics cannot function. For example, the robots could be used for scientific reconnaissance in areas where strong radiation or other disaster response or space exploration. The researchers tested robots in the lab shows as long as they were connected to a source of air or gas under constant pressure, they could be functioning non-stop for 3 days. The team also showed that robots could walk outdoors untethered using a compressed gas cartridge as a power source and traverse different surfaces including turf and sand. The robot can even walk underwater. Excuse me. So in a related video entitled "These Swarm Robots Are Scary Clever as per Interesting Engineering," you'll be able to watch this video upon the publishing of this review, but only on Rumble, as YouTube does not allow links to the articles in the comment section. So what I'm going to have you do is go to my Rumble channel, and my Rumble channel will have the name not only of my channel, but also the link to my channel. And then the link itself will give you the access to the page, and it will from when you go to that website, it will give you the access to this video and you'll be able to watch it accordingly. Alright, with that said, let's continue with this article review. The goal was not only to design robots that could walk right off the printer with the addition of air power source, but also with the flexible soft materials. These robots are not manufactured in any of the traditional rigid component researchers typically use, Tony said. Instead, they are made up of simple 3D printing filament. The biggest challenge was creating a design that could include artificial muscles and control system, all printed out of the same soft material in a single print. The team, led by postdoctoral scholar Yi Chen Jai in Tully's research group at UC San Diego Jacobs School of Engineering, adapted a 3D printing technique that they used previously to build an electronics-free gripper. Okay. Their efforts led to the fabrication of six-legged robot. Quote, "We have taken a giant leap forward with a robot that walks entirely on its own," Jai said. To drive the robots to move, the team created a pneumatic oscillating circuit to control the repeated motions of soft actuators similar to the mechanism that drove a locomotive steam engine. The circuit coordinates the movement of the six legs, delivering air pressure to the right time, alternating between two sets of three legs. The robot's legs are capable of moving in 4 degrees of freedom, up and down, forward and back, which in turn allows the robot to walk in a straight line. Next step includes finding ways to store the compressed gas inside the robots and using recyclable or biodegradable materials. The researchers are exploring ways to add manipulators such as grippers to the robots. Tully's lab partnered with BASF Corporation through their California Research Alliance, or CARA, to test various soft materials that could be used in standard 3D printers. Some of the high-end materials they tested are not commercially available, but researchers also successfully printed the robots with off-the-shelf standard materials. Prior to the publications, the research team has completed a 3D printed walking robot in 2022 and showcased it at the year's Golden Research Conference on Robotics. For more information, Yi Chen Jai et al. Monolithic Desktop Digital Fabrication of Autonomous Walking Robots, Advanced Intelligent Systems 2025, DOI 10.1022/AISI.2024-00876, provided by the University of California, San Diego. The story was originally designed by Tech Explorer. Subscribe to the newsletter for the latest sci-tech news updates. Alright, what do you think of that article? Pretty interesting, right? Alright. Let's transition to our next article. Okay. So what I'm going to do is talk about the second article we have. Now we're going to be switching gears with this because this is a different type of article than usual. So that one was more scientific and tech, and this is more about what's happening in the world of politics. So let's get to it. Cory Mills introduces a bill to close loopholes in birthright citizenship. Now we have, that's our headline, and a story by Brady Knox, as per the Washington Examiner. I would like to remind you that, as a disclaimer, that this is for review, informational and educational purposes. It is not to take the credit for the intellectual property of the article. The full credit to the intellectual property of the article goes to the publisher, which in this case is the Washington Examiner, and the story by, or the author is Brady Knox, as per the Washington Examiner. Now let's talk more about this article. So it says, Cory Mills introduces a bill to close loopholes in birthright citizenship. So just in case you didn't know what birthright citizenship it is, it's basically it's what it is that it's based upon the fact that a person gets citizenship by being born in this country, whether the parents were here legally or not, as per the interpretation of the Constitution. Well, apparently, one second. Apparently that interpretation is being challenged. So ahead of you is a picture of this person here. Cory Mills introduces a bill to close loopholes in birthright citizenship. So the point of contention is that if a person's parents gave birth to them, let's say the person's parents came in the country illegally and they gave birth to the kid, the idea is that they think that they're taking advantage of the system by what's happening is even if the parents get deported, they'll have their child petition for them to get a visa to either stay in the country or go back into the country. Okay, so the idea is getting around this law of course, of having to come in the country legally. which is quite reasonable, in my opinion. But anyway, you can come to your own conclusion. Exclusive. Representative Cory Mills, Republican from Florida, introduced a bill to close loopholes in obtaining birthright citizenship as President Donald Trump attempts to end the citizenship guarantee through the executive order. The Prohibiting Automatic Rights to Enter National Territory Act of 2025, or PARENT Act, would amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to clarify the qualifications for birthright citizenship. Representative Andy Harris, which is Republican from Maryland, co-sponsored the bill. Mills' bill would add to the statement, quote, "For purposes of Section 301A, the term subject to the jurisdiction thereof means with respect to a person born in the United States that the person was born to a parent who is, at the time of the person's birth, citizen of the United States, or an alien who is lawful permanent resident of the United States, to the end of the Immigration Nationality Act." So, the way I interpret this, guys, is that the person already came in the country legally. Not only did they come in legally, but they're a permanent resident or a citizen. So, if a person came in the country illegally, that means they are not entitled to get citizenship by being born in this country. Of course, the way they interpret it was one way, but the way they're proposing it now is another, just as a matter of fact. Now, Mills told the Washington Examiner in a statement that the bill is intended to end loopholes and support Trump's immigration efforts. Quote, "For decades, criminal migrants and exploited loopholes in our immigration system undermines a nation's sovereignty, straining taxpayer resources and ignores the rule of law," Mills said. By amending the Immigration and Constitutionality By amending the Immigration Nationality Act, the PARENT Act seeks to end abuse and reaffirm the principles of American citizenship in our constitutional republic. So you can come to your own conclusion of what you think that interpretation, or that is the correct interpretation is. But I will tell you it will be completely up to you, as my purpose here is only to just report on what's in the public domain for news, and have you gather your own the evidence which is presented here and supported. In other words, you can support your argument either way. So that will be up to you. And a related video, born in the USA, rights face legal battles after Trump order, as per Money Talks News. And that video will be available upon the publishing of this article review. But not on YouTube, as YouTube does not allow links to other articles in the comment section, apparently for some reason. Even though a lot of these have embedded links to YouTube, which is quite ironic. So as a result, what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to Rumble. As in, what you'll do is you'll look in the comment section, it'll have the name of my Rumble channel, and the link to my Rumble channel. And once you go to my Rumble channel, what you'll do is you take a look at the link that has the this actual article review, and then you just go to the website and you can watch this video on your own, as well as, of course, I'll watch this. Of course, at the time of publishing this, I will have not yet watched the video, but I will. So the article concludes by saying, quote, "Building on President Trump's efforts to protect American sovereignty, this bill ensures birthright citizenship is reserved for those with a legal right to be here. It's past time to restore integrity to our laws and put American citizenship first," unquote, Mills said. Mills' bill comes in parallel to Trump's effort to end birthright citizenship altogether. Trump signed an executive order attempting to ban the practice, but it was quickly blocked by the courts. He is now looking to enlist the help of the Supreme Court. There is a related link here. It says Trump asked Supreme Court to help him end birthright citizenship. You can, once you go to that article link and to this website, you'll be able to click on it and see more about it. My purpose here is just to give an overall information, so you get an overall understanding of this article. Now, the United States is among the 33 countries that guarantee citizenship to anyone born in the country. Quote, "We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know, absolutely ridiculous," Trump said on January 20 after signing the executive order. Right, so that will conclude that article. And before I conclude this overall article review, I would like to first ask you what you think of these two articles. The first one being, electronics-free robots can walk right off the 3D printer. And the second one is, Cory Mills introduces bill to close loopholes and birthright citizenship. What do you think of those two articles? Are they interesting? Are they relevant to your life? And do you think that it would provide enough information to get enough of a general understanding of what's going on in that context? You're welcome to give your opinion in the comments below, but I do ask that you keep not only relevant to the topic and discussion at hand, but also civil, as we're only trying to contribute something positive to this experience. Therefore, if you have any constructive criticism, and I do emphasize the word constructive, then you're welcome to give your opinion in the comments below, such as a non-sarcastic way of improving the articles chosen, that is, or of course any other information that relates to it. Remember, we're trying to keep this on a civil level. We're only trying to keep this and add a positive experience to this, as we're trying to increase our viewership and increase the quality of what we're doing here. Now, with that said, I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I do appreciate it. So I'd like to thank all the people watching here on Facebook Live. I do appreciate it. And for all the people watching the recorded version on Facebook Live, I do also appreciate it as well. What I'd like them, if in either cases, what I'd like you to do is please click the thumbs up on the video. That way more people can see that it was of value and people enjoyed it. That way other people will be able to benefit from it, enjoy it too. For all the people watching this recorded version, not only on YouTube, but also on Rumble and Daily Motion, what I'd like you to do is please click like on the video. That way I'll be pushing the algorithm and more people would be able to view it and enjoy it. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. And that way I'll have access to all the content on my channels, especially because you have similar content on the channels. And the content ranges from product to gaming review, such as walkthroughs and gaming guides. Also, we're going to do course reviews, course overviews as well. And also we're doing AI generated content, not only of fan fiction, which will be in the future, but also of AI generated content, both for a variety of genres, ranging from fantasy, like high fantasy, like wizards, knights, wizards, castles, the medieval genre, if you will, to science fiction, to also adventure or high adventure as well. So meaning something like a quest, like Indiana Jones type style, or anything like that. So you get the idea of what I'm referring to. Alright, so I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I do appreciate it. I'd like to wish you a great day wherever you are in the world. Take care, and I'll certainly talk to you next time.